friends, welcome to my channel ELS English Literature Studies with Core Habit. My today's topic is like questions based on chronology, and I have taken these questions from previous papers. I know all of you you will be well prepared with your exam, but this is revision time and I want to give a quick revision of the topics. So I'm making these brief videos so that we can quickly revise what is important for our exam. So let us start with the video. Today my questions are based on chronological sequence, and it is very important to learn these chronological sequence, because in almost in every exam one questions come from this chronological sequence. So my first question is, there are four options and you have to place these options in a sequence, chronological sequence. What are the options? Let us start. For option A is the Norman Conquest, the death of Geoffrey Chaucer, William Tyndale's New Testament, the birth of William Shakespeare. Option B is the death of Geoffrey Chaucer, William Tyndale's New Testament, the birth of William Shakespeare, the Norman Conquest. Option C is the Norman Conquest, William Tyndale's New Testament, the death of Geoffrey Chaucer, the birth of William Shakespeare. And option D is William Tyndale's New Testament, the Norman Conquest, the death of Geoffrey Chaucer, the birth of William Shakespeare. And the right answer is option A. And the chronological sequence is like this: the Norman Conquest, the death of Geoffrey Chaucer, William Tyndale's New Testament, the birth of William Shakespeare. And you will be able to answer these questions if you are regular on my channel and you are watching the chronological sequences of different periods. All the periods I have discussed in chronological sequence about historical events and literary works, and along with their writers. So you can also check that videos. Next question is again on chronological sequence, in which option A is Mary Wollstonecraft crafts a vindication of the rights of women, lyrical ballads by Wordsworth and Coleridge, lyrical ballads with preface, second edition by Wordsworth and Coleridge, Edmund Burke's Reflections on the Revolution in France. Option B is Edmund Burke's Reflections on the Revolution in France, Mary Wollstonecraft crafts a vindication of the rights of women, lyrical ballads by Wordsworth and Coleridge, lyrical ballads with preface, second edition by Wordsworth and Coleridge. Option C is like this: lyrical ballads with preface, second edition by Wordsworth and Coleridge, lyrical ballads by Wordsworth and Coleridge, Edmund Burke's Reflections on the Revolution in France, Mary Wollstonecraft crafts a vindication of the rights of women. Option D is lyrical ballads by Wordsworth and Coleridge, lyrical ballads with preface, second edition by Wordsworth and Coleridge, Edmund Burke's Reflections on the Revolution in France, Mary Wollstonecraft crafts a vindication of the rights of women. And the correct answer is option B, in which the sequence is like this: firstly, Edmund Burke's Reflections on the Revolution in France, then Mary Wollstonecraft crafts a vindication of the rights of women, then lyrical ballads by Wordsworth and Coleridge, and lastly lyrical ballads with preface, second edition by Wordsworth and Coleridge. This is option B. Next question is again on chronological sequence. First option is King James Version, then Tyndale, Revised Standard Version, Holman Christian Standard Bible. Option B is Revised Standard Version, King James Version, Tyndale, Holman Christian Standard Bible. Option C is Tyndale, King James Version, Revised Standard Version, Holman Christian Standard Bible. And option D is Revised Standard Version, Holman Christian Standard Bible, King James Version, and Tyndale. The correct answer is option C, in which chronological sequence is like this: firstly Tyndale, then King James Version, then Revised Standard Version, and lastly Holman Christian Standard Bible. Next question is identify the correctly matched below, in which options are the Norman Conquest, William Caxton and the Introduction of Printing, the King James Bible, Dr. Johnson's English Dictionary, and the Commonwealth period. These are 5 points, and different dates are given along with this. You have to correctly match and find out which option is correct with correct dates, and that will be the answer. For example, in option A, the Norman Conquest is 1066, then William Caxton and the Introduction of Printing 1575, the King James Bible 1611, then Dr. Johnson's English Dictionary 1755, then the Commonwealth period is 1649 to 1660. In option B, Norman Conquest, the date is same as given in the option A. Then in William Caxton and the introduction of printing press, in option A the date is 1575, and in option B this date is 1475. The King James Bible same date 1611, then Dr. Johnson's English Dictionary same date, then the Commonwealth period same date. In option C, the Norman Conquest date is different, then William Caxton and the introduction of printing 1475, the King James Bible 1564, Dr. Johnson's English Dictionary 1780, the Commonwealth period again the date is same. And in option D, the Norman Conquest date is different, then William Caxton and the introduction of printing, the date is given 1575 as it given in option A. Then King James Bible 1627, Dr. Johnson's English Dictionary 1746, and the Commonwealth period 1624 to 1660. So the right answer according to chronological sequence is option B, in which the Norman Conquest is 1066, then William Caxton and the introduction of printing 1475, not 1575, then the King James Bible 1611, Dr. Johnson's English Dictionary 1755, the Commonwealth period 1649 to 1660. Then next question is, this is my last question. Identify the correct chronological sequence, in which option A is The Circle, The Forster Saga, Mrs. Dalloway, A Night Out. Then option B is given The Forster Saga, Mrs. Dalloway, A Night Out, The Circle. In option C, A Night Out, The Circle, The Forster Saga, Mrs. Dalloway. And option D is Mrs. Dalloway, A Night Out, The Circle, The Forster Saga. The correct answer is A, according to which chronological sequence is like this: The Circle, The Forster Saga, Mrs. Dalloway, A Night Out. So friends, this is all about my today's video, in which I've compiled 5 questions based on chronological sequence. And the chronology is very important to study, and because in every exam at least one question comes from chronological sequence. So I hope you will like my video and you will give importance to this topic and study well. So if you like my video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and also hit the bell button so that you can get notifications for my upcoming videos. Thanks a lot for watching.